Howdy, folks, and welcome back to Frieren. Today we're going to be watching Season 1, Episode 11, which is titled Winter in the Northern Lands. And given the fact that we have just finished this big arc with R the Guillotine being dealt with, I think it's really fitting that her having the title of Guillotine and she got ended by having her head cut off, poetic that. But I'm assuming we're going to get back to kind of the slower paced, lower stakes, side questy kind of feeling stuff, kind of like we had in the first couple episodes of the show, after episode 1, that is. Kind of the episodes 2, 3, and 4 that, were just kind of meandering a little bit. Also, just kind of the title, Winter in the Northern Lands, just makes it seem like it's going to be a cozy, quiet kind of episode after the 3 or 4 episodes of insanity that we had before this. Maybe Frieren builds a snowman. We've seen at least 1 or 2 times that she tends to do that. Or at least, I think it was in the last episode, as we kind of saw like the little montage of her living while suppressing her mana. We saw a snowman out there, and I think I might have noticed one in an earlier episode, but I can't say with 100% certainty. So maybe we get Frieren snowman lore today. Who knows? But hey, I'm excited to watch. Like I said, the last couple episodes have been absolutely buck wild. So, I'm ready for whatever's here, whether it be something super big and wild and hype, or it be something low key and subdued. I'm going to enjoy it regardless. So let's get you over here, get ready to watch, as I take this opportunity to thank you for watching me watch this thing. Do all the YouTube things. Subscribe to the channel so you see when more of these come out. Would you kindly do that for me, as well as leave a like on this video, leave a comment, let me know what you think of this episode, of the reaction, anything you want to tell me, as well as if you want to see this or any other Frieren reaction uncut, unedited, the next 1 or 2 a little bit early. There's a link to join the Patreon down in the description below. With all that being said, let us get started with Frieren episode 11, Winter in the Northern Lands, starting up in 3, 2, 1, go. Yeah, the sun has risen. Yeah, they haven't even seen each other in a minute. Since the middle of episode 8, I think? Yeah, well, you don't see her here, do you? I guess Frieren saying a prayer for all of those poor soldiers who were forced to obey up till the end. Good lord. And then beyond that, beyond the end, too. Beyond their own journey's end, they were still forced to just move around as suits of armor. But anyway, as this OP plays today, my tea for today, because I am doing a daytime record. If you watch both of my shows, I'm recording this right after recording Vox Machina 206. So, hey, daytime recording. So I got some caffeine. I have Hot Cinnamon Sunset, tea that I love but never get many opportunities to drink, especially for videos, given that I usually record in the evenings. But, here we go. Cheers, everybody. And as always, if you're drinking something watching this reaction, what are you drinking? Let me know. Oh, yeah, Frieren just did this and is still concerned about that. That's awesome. Yeah, the medallions, right? I did notice that while I was editing a couple episodes ago. Aww. Stark is just like, I'm in so much pain. Oh. Oh. Gotcha. So I also wonder, so in the last episode, since we got a lot of Flamma, I kind of posited, since Flamma trained her entire life and told her, keep suppressing your mana. Here, that's how you deal with the demons, right? But it wasn't until close to the very end that it seemed to spark something within Frieren when Flamma said, my favorite spell is one that creates a field of flowers. And if I remember right, because I watched a lot of reactions to that episode because the last couple episodes I've watched a lot of reactions to because they've just been so good. But I think somebody had mentioned that I think Himmel had said that was his favorite spell as well. I think. So I'm also now wondering, because it seemed like that really kicked off Frieren's love of like the non-combat kind of spells. So, and I'm wondering if, since she's going around collecting all these grimoires and she, talking about how many of them are fakes, I wonder if she's trying to rid the world of the fake grimoires to try to not necessarily erase her legacy, but the fact that, like, out of respect for her, knowing that they're fake, because seemingly, this is the only reward she wants. And granted, Frieren could just as well say like, oh, I don't need any reward. Bye. But going for this and then having the conversation knowing it's fake, just something in my head was like I wonder if like this is her intent to, like, out of respect for Flamma. Even though, like I said, it seems like there's a little bit of complicated feelings for her. But also another quote from from Frieren was that she was used to seeing her master beg for her life, and out of context, without knowing her approach to dealing with demons, you start to think like, oh, what the hell? Like, did she suck actually? But then it's kind of like one of those, like, you realize that that's kind of how she was kind of luring the demons in, begging for her life, thinking like, oh, the demon's going, oh, this will be easy peasy. And then she just like blasts them or whatever. So I guess that kind of makes sense. So I don't know. I need to know more about Frieren and everything. But like I said, this is a show that will give us information as it's needed. So I'm expecting to have to wait quite a while to get the answers I speak of. I'm gonna get executed. Oh. This is my own guillotine. My own executioner. In that case, yo, what the fuck's up, Graf? Oh my god. She's just carrying him out. Nice. I was kind of expecting a "that won't be necessary" from Frieren. It seems to be like one of those like old habits. Here's your hero. Oh, he's floating. He must be very powerful indeed. Ooh, musical number. It's a beautiful song. That probably none of it is going to make it to YouTube, because the one thing that's been, I've talked about the OST for this show a lot. Oh, all the swords in the, is that the memorial? Yeah, all the swords. I hate to make the comparison, but it reminds me of Kingdom Hearts in the Keyblade battlefield. Anyway, I was gonna say, I've talked about the OST in the show a lot and how great it is, but it's the one thing that's been getting these videos pinged for copyright. So if you, in the past, if you've been watching and you've noticed just any like silence from the show, that's because when I tried to upload it, it was like, we found copyrighted material, and thankfully YouTube has an option to just like cut out the copyright stuff. So unfortunately, some of the beauty that the show has to offer from an audio perspective isn't quite going to make it. But hey, what can you do? At the very least, the visual stuff hasn't been a real big issue yet. I've had some shows I've reacted to that just like, I had to cut so much of some of these episodes just because like they just kept getting flagged like portions of the episode itself. So, copyright's a funny motherfucker, isn't it? It's a bitch to deal with, but sometimes it's just a non-issue. So if there's ever any weird stuff where you're like, why does he edit his videos that way? It's because I'm just doing my best to not have any copyright issues. And for the most part, it works. This has been your Reactor Talks About the YouTube Meta segment of the reaction. Let's get back to the episode.
人の往来が制限されている。
Dealt with that already a little bit.
一級魔法使いの同行が必要だそうだ。
ならフリーレン様
Yeah, I was gonna say, well, what is Frieren then? Oh, is it just like a...
様知らないんですか
Is it like a ranking kind of thing?
が認定する
Yeah.
魔法使いの資格ですよ。資格
It's kind of like...
私も旅立ちの時生徒で取得しました。フリーレン様まさか無資格の闇魔法使いだったんですか
Oh no, she's a wild mage. She's Ida.
だって魔法使いを管理する団体ってしょっちゅう変わるんだもん。いちいち資格なんか取ってらんないよ。
Yeah. I guess that makes sense. That's really valid.
さすがの俺でも大陸魔法協会は知っている。少なくとも半世紀以上前からあるぜ。
全然最近。
I was gonna say, that's after Demon King. They should know Frieren. She should be like grandfathered in. That's so funny if they're gonna have to add someone to their party just because Frieren is uncertified.
国最大の魔法都市オイサーストだな。スメア山
Alcerst?
脈を越えたずっと先だ。
Schwer
街道沿いに
Mountains.
進めばいいが。
I'm trying. I know there's a lot of German kind of sounds to these names, and that is not a language I ever studied. So I'm just doing my best here. Plus, it doesn't help that I'm hearing these in Japanese. So it's Japanese pronouncing German, and I'm trying to translate as an English speaker, and even worse, an American English speaker. Ugh.
雪だな。
そろそろ冬ですね。
Even worse than an American, a Texan. Ugh. I don't know what this snow stuff is that's happening here on the screen.
王軍との戦いで最も多くの人を殺したのは北側諸国の冬だ。
Yeah. It's the same with World War II, right? The Germans trying to march to Russia,
迷った。
and they couldn't deal with the cold temperatures, right?
どうしよう。
Winter in the Northern Lands. There we go.
シュタルク様
You're gonna have to carry him again.
寝たら死にますよ。
ジャンボベリースペシャルってこんなに小さかった。
Aw.
どうしましょう。
この強風だと魔法で飛ばして運ぶわけにもいかない。
Okay, well there goes that.
多分どっかに飛んでっちゃう。
Fern's like, would that be the worst thing? Oh, the comparison I was gonna make. I forgot. I was saying that it was going to be so funny if they have to add someone to their party just because Frieren's uncertified. Kind of makes me think of, and I never watched past the first season, but the first season of One Punch Man, Saitama, the hero strong enough to defeat any enemy with a single punch, right? But he was an unregulated superhero, and so when he goes to join the things, he's so strong that he breaks every record for the physical portion of it, but he just doesn't give a single shit about it and doesn't study for the written portion of the exam. And so he completely bombs that. So he, even though he is legitimately the strongest person in the world, he's ranked as a C-class superhero, and that is still one of the funniest things that could happen. And we got shades of that here, and I'm so happy that. But it's a really valid point. Frieren saying like, I can't be bothered to keep up with everything. I've lived for 1,000 fucking years, and there's gone through so many of those. But that also kind of answers a question that I had earlier of. I said, well, I think I was comparing Frieren to Flamma, and I was saying, well, Flamma is considered to be like, this greatest mage of all time, right? And then there's Frieren, who she's been studying for so long, she's got to be like exponentially stronger than Flamma, and yet she's a relative unknown. I got a portion of that answered last week, when we found out that Flamma requested or commanded her, asked of her to live in obscurity until after the Demon King is defeated, right? But I was also saying something like saying there's got to be some kind of, them talking about like the development and study of magic on the human side. I'd be like, why isn't Frieren like the Archmage or something like that? Like super high up there because she's, the biggest magical repository of knowledge in the world probably. But she just doesn't care. It's not that she doesn't care. It's that like, since she perceives time so much differently from the rest of us, I say us like I'm in the show, but that she's like, I've seen like 20, 25 different magic organizations come and go, so why would I bother keeping up? So that's also adds a little bit more insight that kind of answers my question. So thank you very much for that. As so far, halfway through the episode, slower paced, low key of an episode this is so far. I'm getting a lot of lore stuff, and I'm very, very appreciative for that. So let's see what this back half has for us.
麓まで行けば避難小屋があるはず。それ80年前の知識ですよね。
Fern's like, holy shit, it's actually here.
よかった。まだ定期的に管理されているみたいだね。
Yeah, it's all shoveled. Granted, it doesn't look like it's been snowing super, super long.
先客がいるのでしょうか。
とにかく入るよ。このままじゃ氷漬けになっちゃう。
Cloud doing squats. Oh shit!
いいぞ。温まってきた。
He's an elf. Sorry, I just really like Final Fantasy VII.
します。
フリーレン様。
Fern's like, I would rather die.
中に変態がいるからです。
変態とは侵害だな。
行きますよ、フリーレン様。
待て、お前エルフか。
Yeah. And didn't she say she's only seen like a handful of elves? Yeah, there we go. That's a really interesting dynamic to have another elf in the present.
魔法使いと会えたのは幸運だった。女神様の導きだな。
He's like, I actually fucking hate
シベリア
squats.
山脈を越えてきたんだが、この吹雪で火種を失ってしまってな。
Only option I had to stay warm.
文句のクラフトだ。
魔法
Craft?
使いフリーレン。
Craft, do you work? I do not know any craftwork music, but I know that it's a JoJo's stand.
シュタルク様の体温が。
Looks like Stark's going to heaven too. I've also been told that his name should have a bit of a sound on the S. This fucking guy. Oh, and Ison giving the thumbs up. He's like, it's good.
どうしちまったんだ。確か猛吹雪で。
Fern just like slaps him. Oh! Not what I expected. He's like, oh, I really am in heaven. I like this.
騒がしいな。
せっかく人肌で温めてやったというのに。
Damn, this guy's hot. Literally.
おっさんいい体してんな。
Oh, maybe he did like it.
本当にお前たちに会えてよかった。この凍った食料もなんとかなるだろう。遠慮せず使ってくれ。
Nice. Oh, I'm glad this guy's not a piece of shit. He's also so different from Frieren too, which I know elves aren't a monolith.
ところでフリーレン、お前は俺のこと
But he's really chill and like
全然。
personable.
俺もお前のことなんてこれっぽっちも知らん。
勇者様ご一行の魔法使いですよ。
What
その
heroes?
前は
何が言いたいの？
Nothing. Yeah, he knows that
俺たち
she's
はエル
yeah.
フってことだ。
You're old. Aw. We'll make a man out of you yet. Stark's like, I have a new master now. And he's hot. Aw. See, he's so nice. What's the thing you're supposed to say when you bless the food in Japanese? I knew it, and then I forgot it because I don't think I'm going to need to use it because apparently people don't say that very often, like in casual settings in Japan. I thought I was going to have to say it a lot when I went later this year. It'll come to me at the most random time.
お前たちのおかげで無事、北側諸国の長い冬を越えられた。こいつをフェルンに渡してやってくれ。あの
Aw.
子は信仰心の熱い。
Itadakimasu. That's what it was. It came to me a little quicker than I expected it to.
クラフトはどうして女神様を信じているの？
フリーレンは信じていないんだな。
Interesting.
天地創造の女神様は神話の時代を除いて、この世界の長い歴史の中で実際に姿を
This
現
is the
した
first
こ
we're
とは
hearing
一
about
度もない。
this.
若いな。俺も昔は
Oh,
そう
you're
だった。
young. Wow, how old is he?
いてくれなきゃ困るんだよ。俺の成してきた偉業も正義も知っている奴は皆
Wow.
死に絶えた。だから俺は死んだら天国で女神様に褒めてもらうんだ。
And once again, it's so
よく
polar
頑
up.
張った、クラフト。
It's so polar opposite from Frieren.
自分の生きてきた軌跡が誰にも覚えられちゃいないってのはお前の身の上を話せ。俺も話す。お前が信じないっていうのなら女神様の代わ
Wow.
りに俺がお前を褒めてやる。
There's no need for that.
意外ですか？
Oh, what did this make her think of?
まさかハイターがこの村の孤児院の復興資金を出すなんてね。
正直ですね。
Yeah, you're a shitty priest.
きっと女神様も清く正しく生きた私を褒めてくださることでしょう。フリーレン？
ん？
あなたには褒めてくれる人はいますか？女神様を信じていないようなので、身の上を話していただければ代わりに私
Oh,
が
wow,
褒めま
it's
すよ。
literally the same line.
だらだらと生きてきただけだよ。褒められるようなことなんて何もない。
I love Ison playing with the kids too.
何年一緒に旅をしていると思っているんですか？
面白い話じゃないよ。
構いませんよ。それに高額のためにもなります。
なんで？
Was she gonna
もし
actually
かした
tell him?
ら私の子供は魔法使いになるかもしれませんよ。
そうりゃ
Everything comes
商
full
売
circle,
の
don't
真でしょ
they? And even then, he found another way to have a child.
なんで
I don't know why
女神様
that's making me
の
emotional.
使い変なやつが多いんだろうね。遠慮しておくよ。もう別のやつに褒めてもらったから。
Yeah, why is this? And I have a lot to say.
大事にしろ。
いや、その人はも
Yep. That's why we're going to heaven.
う今は天国にいるよ。
ならいずれ会えるな。
Yeah, I hope so.
そうだね。
God, I don't know why.
フリーレン。
Show hasn't made me this emotional in a long time. Since like
何
episode
百年も
1.
かけまたな。
Yeah, like the blink of an eye for him,
おっ
right?
さんも元気でな。楽しかったぜ。
ペンダントありがとうございました。
Oh man. And that's it. Wow. Oh, that episode was so good. Oh, man. All right. So one of the biggest things for that flashback is just give me 1 minute. Oh God. Like I said, I don't know what it was about that one that just something about it just hit me. I don't know if it's just like how full circle everything came, like with the maybe I'll have a daughter someday who will be a mage, and then like we've seen that happen already, that's something he just said offhand without knowing. And maybe it's his faith in the goddess that like if she is real and everything, and him being a priest, I would assume that he believes that she is, and she might be, for all I know, that she would see, if he's lived a good life, this is something he would truly desire, that they would find a way to make it happen. And it did happen. But I also love the fact that, most of the time when we get these flashbacks for Frieren about her time with the party, usually it's very Himmel centered. That it's usually some memory that she had with him, or something that he did or said that impacted her. But this time it was, and it's funny, that's how memories work sometimes, that it's the corrupt priest that she seemed to get along with the least good in the party. I mean, if she truly did get along with, I don't know if that's just kind of a running thing she kept saying, or if she truly didn't like him very much. It's fun to think that she kind of just hated him the whole time, right? But the fact that she's going on this journey for Himmel's sake, right? To get to Ende, to get to Oriol, and see him again, right? Yet in this moment, it's the flashback to shit. Why am I blanking on his name? The priest, Himmel, the hero, Ison the warrior, and God, why is that escaping me? Why can I not think of his name? The corrupt priest. That's bothering me that I can't think of his name in this moment. Fuck. But anyway, it's the fact that, that still, like, as your memory sways in, like, little things, even though, like, Frieren holds Himmel in such high regard or whatever, it was the priest that in that moment, like, said something truly profound to her, right? That it all came back to. And once again, her traveling with Fern and everything also means that Heiter. Duh. What? Itadakimasu. But that Haiter, even if she truly didn't get along with him, she's still traveling with Fern. And I don't know if maybe she just never made the connection, or if it's like, you know, one of those lost memories that, like, you know, since she's had 1,000 years of memories, you know, there's got to be stuff that jumbles together, right? And things that kind of get lost until a certain thing just kind of unlocks for you. And I mean, that kind of seems to be what these are. Like when we kind of zoom in on the mouth and kind of see them go like, and then we cut to a flashback like, oh shit, I had forgotten about that when he said that, kind of thing, right? So, and I just thought that was a really beautiful, touching scene between the two of them, and just really profound from Haiter, right? Like I said, it hit me hard, and I truly can't super explain why. I don't know if it's because I have a kid and I'm, you know, wondering what he's gonna do with his life, and I don't know. I just thought that was really sweet. For an episode that, you know, like I said, I was expecting it to get a lot more low-key and kind of side questy, and, you know, it was to a certain extent. We had a lot of funny stuff in this episode, but the true emotional core was there. And, you know, like I was saying, it's almost like one of those things, like when they're writing, the mangakas, the writer and the artist, when they're coming up with stuff for, you know, those big battle arcs, right? And then they have an idea like, oh, I thought of something really cool we can do that's like a low-key emotional kind of moment. All right, we got to do it right as soon as the aura stuff ends. And now here we go. So glad we got hit with something that heavy that quickly. And, you know, this could be a thing. Like, I could be a weirdo for getting emotional at that. Like, I'm sure, you know, things hit people differently. So I'm curious to know what you, the viewer, thought about this episode, because I thought it was absolutely beautiful. You know, even if we never see Kraft again, still a really interesting guy. Totally opposite from Frieren in a lot of the things he does, a lot of his mannerisms, his outlook on life. He seems to be older than Frieren, rather, and, you know, it just seems like a cool dude. And I liked him. I liked him a lot. This was, you know, with all of the episodes that we've gotten recently, I talked about how strong the last couple episodes have been. This one feels like just as strong as, you know, the Aura saga stuff. So very well done from the show. I loved this one. But like I said, let me know what you think in the comments about this one. What do you think of the reaction? Any little things that I may have missed, let me know those in the comments as well. The show's just so fucking good, man. I love this show. But hey, I think I'm done here for today. So don't forget to leave a like on your way out, and I'll catch you next time for the next episode of Frieren Beyond Journey's End. Take easy, everybody.